Okay, for the practice problem for this unit, we're going to go through and create a website and set up some user controls on it. And then we'll again use this as our starting point for the assignment. So I'm going to go to New Project, and I'd like you to walk the same thing. And again, rather than doing an empty web project, this time we'll do a web forms application. And give it some name for this unit. So again, this will create a more complicated initial starting program, and then we'll go through and edit it. We'll remove some of the pages and add in some other pages to give it the content we want. The first thing that what we should do is to look at the default.aspx page and see that. So this is the page. It has some master template items here, and then it has what is called the feature content area here, and a main content area here, and then the kind of footer stuff of the master page. Let's just run this to see how it also looks in the web browser. So in our web browser, we see the placeholder for your logo here. We have the login view information here, and we're not logged in right now, so it's just showing us a register and a login button. There's a little menu here that lets us go to our different pages. And again, there are two main content areas, one called the feature area and one called the main content area. And then again, a little footer down here. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to show you enough stuff in master pages so we can change this basic stuff. We're going to get rid of this information and this logo stuff if you want to put something else there, and then we'll talk about how to change these menus and then how to modify this content real quick. So let's go back into the default that page. Now, much of this, if I'm in default, if I'm in this featured area, I can edit it. But if I move outside of it, into this template area, I can't edit it. I can't click there. That's because, oops, I didn't want to do that. It's because this area is part of my master page. So I can go in to a master page. The master page is used by the other pages as a layout. So in this case, there's just one master page, and it's called site.master. So I'm going to go in there and switch that to design view. And I can edit some things here. So like where it says your logo here, I can just type in, I'm just going to type in CIS 3049 practice for now. Now there are some pages over here, and these are linked to our different pages over here. So this is a simple menu system. And so let's switch back to the source code so we can see how that menu system is set up. That menu system is actually a unnumbered list with list items for each one and some controls about them. And they just have links to the about and contact and then the home page. The default.aspx page is loaded by default if you just go to this the root address of this website. And then this is reformatted using the style sheets. And again, I'm not going to get into the style sheets under content. There's some style sheets here that help reformat them, and we're not going to worry about that in this course. But we can go in here and we can edit this menu if we want. And when we add and remove pages, we'll do that in just a sec. Last thing I want to do, okay, so two other quick things. There's a featured content panel here and a main content panel here. And so these are where the pages will plug in their content. There's also a little control down here. I'm just going to delete that. And I'm going to leave this login information up here. And again, this is just a login view and that's a control for login view. They've actually switched it to what is called a template mode, where they can change how the login view looks so it doesn't look quite like the standard login view control out there. Okay, so now let's go in and let's modify our default page. And we'll leave this page called default because, again, that's one of the pages that is loaded by default when the page comes up. So, again, I have my featured content, and I'm just going to delete that and type in some information here. The main page open to all users. I'll just say open to all. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do is set up a default page here that's open to all, and then create a subfolder like we did before, and limit who can access the pages in that subfolder. So, and I'm just gonna get rid of this information here and just type in this. The main content area can add things here. Okay, so those are the only two areas, the featured content. And if I look at my source code here, I'll actually see how this is set up. There is an ASP content control here, and its ID is is featured content, and its placeholder is featured content, and there's another ASP content holder for the body contents. And so these are tied to the master page, and up here we have our master page. And we'll learn how to create new master pages and set something like this up in just a second. But we have two of these ASP content page areas. That's all that's in the page, and then the rest refers to the master page. So now we can run this. And here's our new page, CIS 3049 practice, home page, open to all, and this is the main content area, add things here. And then our menu is still here, and our register and login. Now we should be able to register and log in. Here I should be able to type in, click on the register page and register a user and log in. So I'll just create user 1. And make password the password. So you should probably log in and create a couple generic logins here. So the page doesn't change too much, but the login view up here will change depending on if I'm logged in or not. Now I can also go to the About page or the Contacts page, and again they have similar formats for those pages. But we're going to create a new page and make that a restricted page that you can only get to if you log in, if you are logged in to this site. So again, I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to create a new folder. So I'm going to create a new item, add, let's do it up here so you can see, add new item. And now there are two, we've been creating web forms. This time we're going to create web form using master pages. And I'll just leave the web form, sorry, I have to create the folder first. So go back here, I'm going to create a web folder. So I'm sorry, I need to create that web folder. So again, I'm going to just go up here and add, and then go to web folder here. Let me just open this up a little bit wider so hopefully the menu will show up. Add web folder, new folder, and just call it secured pages. Doesn't matter what I call it. So now within that folder, I'm going to create add a new web form, and I'm going to go to new items. And again, now I'm going to go to web form using master pages and create that. And I'll leave it at web form 1. And again, since I selected master pages, it's going to ask me what master page I want, and I can just say site master, that's fine, and create that. So it'll be tied to the site master page automatically then. I also need to create a web config file here, so I'm going to add a web configuration file, or again, you can go to new items, and under web, at the bottom should be web configuration file, either way. And then we still want it called web config, that's the default name. So we're going to set up some authentication and to this. Let's look at the top level web config file. So I've got authentication, let's see, set up here to use the login form. So now I have to do authorization. So this knows where it's going to authenticate users, but now by default everyone is authorized to use this main page, which is fine. Now we're going to go into the web config file inside secure pages. Now inside here, right in the open spot, right in the system.web area, I'm going to paste some code I have from other ways. So you can just type this in also. Though I usually copy and paste because I often type these things. Authorization is our start tag, and an authorization end tag, and then a deny tag, and then users equals question mark, that's anonymous users. So this will deny all users, and then I'm specifying the root tag. So that'll be this entire folder. So I've got this set up here. So now I have this web form 1. I'm going to add a link to my default page, actually to my menu page, that'll link into this web form 1. So I'm going to go back to my site master here. And again, I've got my menu here. I'm going to switch to source version. So I've got about contacts. I'm going to add another list box for and this time I'm going to change this to let's say form 1 as the text. So this is the text between the anchor tags that will be displayed, and I'm going to change the address to this address. So that's secured pages, so /secure pages / and then I want to be, my page is called web form 1.aspx here. So I want this name to match the folder and the file within that. So I want a tilde, a / secure pages, the name of my folder, and then / and then webform1.aspx, my folder there. So that'll be my my menu items. Now I could also so that'll be up here, and so I can now run this and see how this works. So let me run this and see how it's going. So it brings up the default page. Now I should be able to go to any of these pages fine, but if I go to form 1, oops, there's an error. Let's look at that. So it looks like I made a mistake in typing in that. It's trying to look for this secured pages / webform.aspx, and it's not finding it. So let's see what's wrong with that. Let's stop this, go back into my code here. And see how I'm doing. So yeah, I've got to make sure I've got it spelled right, secured. I typed in secured pages webform1.aspx. So correct those mistakes. And now one thing you can do as you're working with this, you can drag this URL here, and it'll give you the whole anchor for this And so that's another way to get around typing those values. And then you can just grab this text out of here to make sure you spelled it and got the right layout. Okay. So let's try this again. So again, I should be able to go to form 1 and it'll force me to log in. Then I can log in. And then it'll display this page for me. So here's the page. So we'll continue from here and look at adding another page to this and doing some refinements for the assignment.